Hi guys, it's Shanny with Healing Elements. Welcome to my channel, and I thought that I'd do just a really quick intro to the video that I'm going to show you, but I wanted to introduce the video and say this is going to be Shanny Testifies. So if you're not into personal testimonies of any sort, then you might want to click off. This is totally about my own year actually, and why I have been kind of MIA on hiatus from work in everything that I do, including on YouTube. Healing Elements, I'm feeling a lot better right now. It's serious, so I'm not out of the woods, but stuff that we have to endure as people going through this COVID age. So this is going to be talking about the diagnosis of long haul COVID, and so what, how they got the diagnosis, what it did to my heart, and all. The video that you're going to watch now, it explains everything in details, kind of a little bit scrambled because my family, they went on vacation, and I don't know if they got it there, but they came back sick, and it was COVID for the second time. So we got it September 2021, which is the bout that ended up giving me all these problems, apparently, in the long run. And then we also got it just all tested negative about a week ago. So this video, I think, is from about a week ago, but it's funny. I'm like a little rummy because I do have the COVID again. Ooh, hi guys, it's Shanny with Healing Elements. Oh my gosh. Surprise, I have COVID again. Nasty little bug. Anyways, but I'm doing good. As I would go live, it's just, I don't know, it's going to take me a little bit to work up to that. The good news is, I really am taking a page out of the lesson book of kind of acknowledging my achievements and yours too, as far as healing in this regard. Like, for instance, if I would have, maybe even a couple years back, gotten as ill physically as this, I would still have kept on with my job as ferociously and as consistently as normal, because I just, in my personality, it's just, I push myself, even though I'll whine. Push myself. This time I just really deep dive into following my own lesson plan that I'm always writing down and preaching to myself and to everybody else to do. It is paying off, I think, literally, for this certain kind of invasive fungus that attacks people with a low immune system, particularly after COVID. It's Aspergillosis fumigato. Aspergillosis, I'll put it down in the description box, but it's definitely the first time I've ever heard of it. It is, I guess, everywhere in the atmosphere, and only people who have like a compromised immune system, in which, long story short, having gotten COVID and then getting it really lightly last September, a year ago, 3 months after that, I started to develop these kind of like what I thought were to rheumatoid arthritis, but I think it's going to be diagnosed for a lot of people who had COVID. So it's just an immune system reactivity that's abnormal after having usually sometimes asymptomatic or like a really light case of COVID. That was what's going on with me in the beginning. So that began, the immune system was suppressed. It was crazy nightmare. Sometimes I'll skip all those, it's like a whole journal full of specialists and going here, going there. Finally, they ran out of invasive tests, like a PET scan and a CT scan, MRI on my chest, and found a whole bunch of nodules and invasive pneumonia since June. So it's been quite a few months I've had pneumonia. So it's been a lot that I've been going through. And usually, I would kind of just still keep on playing denial. Kind of was my old MO, like prior to the big spiritual awakening, like 5 years ago, the big acceleration of it. Anyway, I would have just kept pushing myself, and this time, even so, that, I definitely went to the place where it reminds me like when you were in school and you have chickenpox or something and you're so stir crazy. So come authentic, red cheeks and all. COVID, my family went to Las Vegas. I don't know if that's where they picked it up or if they got it here before, but all of them came down with it. Me, again, a light case, but because of this invasive aspergillosis is what it's called, and everything else, it's been rough. Not too bad, but rough. Just like, that hampering myself as far as listening to my body, canceling appointments, not taking, appointments for private readings, except for clients that, I feel like there's already a good feel. Just people whom I now call friends, and so flexible also. So if I have to, reschedule because I'm not feeling good on the fly, then that works for people that are just, know me I know that I'm not trying to flake or put it off. I've been really taking, again, my own medicine, like as far as my own prescription. I've done a lot of things to implement healing that is natural, like homeopathic. Of course, I believe in that first and foremost, but I do think that now it's gotten so invasive. They call it invasive aspergillosis, and my immune system's so low that they did put me on some pretty powerful Sporanox, some antifungal infection medication. That's not all, like a bunch of things that after this whole pretty much like 7 months that I've been kind of inconsistent on YouTube, been a journey, and they found and sent me to a cardiologist. They're sending me to every doctor, and it's just strange because I usually go to doctors and it's like, little things, maybe random things, a bad back problem. This is like, like, oh, hi, I guess you have this post-acute, COVID syndrome. They told me your heart has a left branch bundle block, and the pumping, the ejection, I think PVC, like the ejection percentage is only 27%. And they're like, that's so sad because you're so young and you're healthy. Otherwise, don't smoke, yada, yada, don't drink. And so I definitely didn't do everything I could have in the past, but here and there, it's regarding the virus, the coronavirus, what it does to your entire body cells. And I've just been learning all kind of things, even more so than I wanted to, of course, with this nightmare of a scenario for all of us. But I have been, get winded, and so reserving my energy, eating a lot of raw organic stuff, taking like detox, like wormwood, called Paratrex, wormwood, like clove, and every day I'll do a whole like just spoon of raw garlic, turmeric, for sure. Supplements, let's see, supplements we have, go over here, vitamin D, of course. I take the fish oil, I take beets, like these pickled beets. What else? Capsules. There's a bunch of stuff that I added. And so my regimen of tea is like probiotic chamomile, and what else? Green walnut leaf. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I found is great for the immune system. Bone broth daily. There's a lot of gone onto the YouTube and Googled all these cool professors or nutritionists and holistic people, and blended all that together the way that I think will work for me. That's what I recommend. If any of you are going through anything at all, whether that's like spiritual awakening, you're trying to figure out what your purpose is. I think that our purpose is every day that we're here, and we're guided to where we need for our purposes. I think it's plural throughout our life. That's just my opinion. I really truly do. I think that, of course, we have a purpose, if you want to call it our platform, maybe our platform shining illumination, in which we can broadcast a specific message that is in alignment of our essence, and we really have a talent to do. So I think that everything that we do, that is our purpose for our whole entire life, every second that we're here. That is kind of the deal. There's a lot more that goes into that. For instance, I have to have a biopsy on 2 of these nodules that are formed in my lungs. They call consolidations, and it may be aspergillosis, like these aspergillomas. That we cannot do the biopsy because of the heart issues. So they put me on some heart medication, which I'm taking, and I had to do some thinking. I didn't take all 4. I talked to the doctor, and I took 2 out of the 4 he wanted me to be on, and then because apparently I can't be put under general because I'm too weak. So they were going to do this local surgery and go through my arteries and see if there's a block. Like we will do this, I think it's called a Huey monitor. It's like you wear it for 14 days and it monitors your heart and tracks skipping beats and all that. My grandma does have it, runs in the family, although I don't think you're predisposed genetically. I think it's environmental, and it's all about your mindset and how you can reprogram your, subconscious to allow yourself the timeline that will eliminate the inevitability of you having become victim to inheriting some illness from your genetic profile. So I do think that logical, though. My mom has the same things even before COVID. So that's interesting to me. It's like as if it kind of, switched on, and that's what the cardiologist said, switched on those genes that may have not been activated, right? So I feel like right now I'm doing a lot of heart-brain coherence. I'm doing a lot of meditation and positive affirmations and subliminals when I go to sleep about, forward thinking, like I am good. I don't feel the COVID. I feel great. I feel super healthy. You know what I mean? Even I think my oxygen right now is kind of low. It was surprising. I don't feel like I'm unable to breathe, but it's like 90. A lot of stuff that has been preventing me kind of from being myself and coming on. Like I've been having to take, unfortunately, this steroid that I hate. It makes me feel not like myself. I do not like any kind of pharmaceuticals after having been through the mill with that and learning my own lesson on my own in a very tough self-sabotaging way. The prednisone, it's called prednisone. It's some steroids for, you know, the massive infection was so bad in my lungs. They gave me that, and that I'll have to be on both the anti-fungal infection and then the prednisone for, they say, for like
many weeks.
It's crazy. I am settling down into this healing, and I'm getting an x-ray and a checkup on the 15th of November. Syndrome that's happening to a lot of us, apparently. Oh, this is tracked back. We can see the scar on your heart. It's tracked back to you. Everything you're saying is long haul COVID. And I'm like, wait, what? I really didn't put all of the symptoms together. Of course, I knew my immune system and nervous system and lymph, you know, nodes. I knew lymphatic system. Everything was off its rocker, and that no matter what I did holistically, it needed intervention. We needed to see what was going on because there was something really disconnected. And, you know, that led me into my own work on healing trauma and stuff that I can do in that department, but also medically, it was obviously apparent that I needed to get those diagnoses, at least for the interim. Apparently is, you know, at this time, unhealthy, so unhealthy that I couldn't even get knocked out for like maybe a tooth surgery or something like that. So a lot of good blessings come in odd packages. And yeah, so I am just going through that. Anybody knows obviously what the long-term outcomes. I know that it'll affect people, but the long-term outcome, if we can be wise enough to know that everything happens for a reason. And I know that Joe Dispenza and other people like that really practice, you know, law of attraction or power of manifesting your well-being, you know, and curing ailments, very possible to do. And so, you know, I think that yes, there is a medical problem, whether this thing was created, let out, whatever happened. This virus is real. This virus vaccine is real. It causes reactions. I don't care if this video gets banned because I'm not putting out any misinformation. I myself have it logged down on the CDC website. They were great. They took all my information because I got the Johnson & Johnson once upon a time in the beginning and had a horrible reaction. Odd, because it's all kind of in my journals playing some sort of role where someday they'll figure out like, okay, I had the reaction from the Johnson. Then when the real COVID came around, got my family, even though we were vaccinated, right? I had the least reaction except for my son. And then it seemed to do something in the very long drawn out terms with my body. So we're learning as we go. It's no Debbie Downer because I can, you know, definitely compete with dark energy. And I think this is dark energy. It's unnatural is the word. I don't know. I just feel like it's just like bombardment. It's just something that is unnatural, not even something that we've never had in our body before. It just seems like it's like nasty, like it's deliberately kind of like power punched with venom. So, and these are just my opinions. I've never spoke on this whole thing, and then us getting in trouble for talking about some calamity that has affected everybody, and we're just trying to figure it out and just talk without being kind of accusatory or anything. We're just kind of talking. I think that it's so interesting, this whole welling up of reversals, it seems to me. Reversal of rights, reversal of freedoms that, I don't know, I think that a lot of us took for granted. Freedoms of speech, freedoms of, you know, choice to maybe support certain entities, energies, political, whatever it is, without getting kind of cast into a specific light and group and way that you need to be treated per the other opposite group. It's getting real. So anyways, that has been all I've been doing, is I have been staying out of the mire. I've been staying out of that. There's been a lot going on though. And there we go, guys. That wraps it up. I appreciate you watching. Blessings, love, and light.